Hello my little love muffins, how you guys doing today? So we recently got some news about Sonic Forces. And yeah, I know I said I was gonna be on break and all that, and I still am. But I was just so excited about this news that I literally spent the last 30 minutes organizing my thoughts, and I was like, you know, why not just make a short little video just explaining what was up and what I think about it and all that, because it's just, this news is just so awesome that I can't really contain it, I'm not gonna lie. So for those of you who don't know the big news that's going on with Sonic Forces, this game will allow us to make our own original customizable characters. And that is just so awesome. Like, I know it said join the resistance. I thought it was just mean get back with Sonic. I didn't know they meant to literally join the resistance, as in your own character is in a Sonic game. And from the looks of the trailer footage and the little gameplay footage that we got, which is about 30 seconds, you'll be able to customize your very own character, and it looks like you could actually be a part of the story to interact with Sonic and classic Sonic and all of Sonic's friends, and that's just so freaking awesome. And also I want to point out just really quick as an aside, because I have that in my notes, but the music in the trailer footage is so freaking awesome, because it sounds like something out of Sonic Colors, which I really like that soundtrack. But it had some vocals. Like, I might be the one that's tripping a little bit. I've only seen it like twice, but it sounds like there were vocals in the background, and that's so awesome that they're gonna have more vocal tracks. Like, we're bringing back vocal tracks again. Like, I hope they're gonna bring back vocal tracks to where, you know, there's like 6 or 7 vocal tracks as opposed to the usual 2 or 3. I mean, I don't think Sonic Generations had any as far as original ones. Like, I'm talking about original music here, and it sounds very awesome. But back to the back to the main thing, that was just something, I'm a music major, that was just something I had to get out. But as far as the real news is going, as far as the old customizable characters, like, I'm sorry, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just gonna go all geek mode for a minute. This is so awesome. Like, some Sonic fans have their OCs and recolors, and that's kind of something that's well known within the Sonic fandom or the Sonic community or what have you. So it's really cool that, you know, there's gonna be some fan service, that some of our own custom characters can actually be part of the game. Like, being completely transparent, when I was like in middle school, which was probably, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe, sounds about right, but when I was in middle school, I used to have my own OC. I used to call him Red the Hedgehog because I only had red crayons when I made him, and like, he would also go on these adventures with my own little cannon going through the Sonic games, and I'd pretend it was him. But I could never really draw a hedgehog that well. I was never the artist, so instead I changed it to Sonic the Color. I mean, Red the Color. So it was like Red the Color, and then there's all these other, like, I'll put a picture up if I still have one lying around somewhere, or I'll just draw a new one. But that's what I used to have. And back then, if I was still in middle school, the thought of that character being in a Sonic game, an official Sonic game, that would have, I mean, even now it's blowing my mind. I probably would have lost my mind. Like, I'd probably be bouncing off the walls, going off, probably hugging every person I can see, because hugs are nice. But it's just, this is just so awesome, and there is so much possibility and so much potential that this idea can have. Like, as you can tell, I can't really contain my excitement. I'm kind of stuttering all over the place, and I'm not doing that much editing to it. And it's just because this is so awesome. Like I said, there's so much potential that can go into this. For one, it's possible that you can make your character based on certain stats to make your character more platform oriented, or you can make them like a speed demon, like a speed character. And they could have a whole level up system where you can increase stats and make yourself better to make going through the stages easier, because you might start off as a green person, like someone who's completely new to this, and Sonic and company recruits you, and you know, you're learning how to do it. Or you could be a veteran and you have flat stats, which, if I could be skeptical and pessimistic for a second, that's probably what's gonna happen. But they could have a whole level up system. Like, I can't see them not having a level up system where you can gain experience and you can level up certain stats, or at the very least be able to unlock more equipment. Because in the trailer you can see that you can equip certain things to your character, both in the, you know, action stage thing, and then when they actually show the actual characters, which that looked weird because I've seen characters like that millions of times. I'm a part of a Sonic Facebook group. I'm part of a lot of Sonic groups, and I've seen that kind of thing a lot. So just to see that in the game, it's just like, it feels weird, but it feels great, is what I'm saying. And there could also be variants. Like, what I mean by that is that in the trailers and what they saw, you could see that the OC has this little flame thing, which I think is a substitution for the boost. It's kind of like a boost, but not a boost. And then there's this claw thing, which I'm going to refer to as the hook shot until further notice, which allows you to climb up certain obstacles. And I think that's really cool, but what would be even cooler is if they had variants. Like, instead of the hook shot, you can climb walls or be able to glide like Knuckles, or have these boost shoes or something. Or instead of the flame thing, you can, you know, shoot ice or lasers. I know I sound like a child. Like, my OC can shoot lasers and ice from its eyes, and it can do all these super cool things. Like, I know it sounds very childish, but it's so awesome to be able to have this level of customization. That's the word I'm going to use right now, but to have that level of customization and uniqueness to a Sonic game. Like, the only other Sonic game I can imagine that had that kind of thing was Sonic and the Secret Rings with its level up system, which was kind of unremarkable, like I said, kind of generic to me. Or it could be like Sonic Chronicles, a game which I have not played, but it's an RPG, and RPGs allow for a lot of freedom, at least good ones do. And I don't know if that's a good one or not. I will get back to you on that. Maybe one of these days. But with all this excitement, as excited and over the top joyous that I am, there are a couple things that I have to mention. There are a couple things that I'm skeptical about. Now, granted, there's not enough information out there for me or for anybody to know how this will play out. We can't really tell how they're gonna do this. Only Sega and Sonic Team knows how this is gonna work out. We can do is speculate. But with that being said, as much as I want to praise the good, there are a few concerns that I have with this. I mean, for one, I believe that there's a Sonic canon. If you've watched any of my Sonic videos, you know that I strongly believe in the idea that there's a Sonic canon in all the main series games follow his storyline. And I think we can all agree that a few of the Sonic games have stories that are not great. They're exciting and enjoyable, sure, but they're also very flawed. Some would call them convoluted, including myself, and just full of plot holes and inconsistencies. So I'm afraid that the inclusion of an OC will somehow complicate it even more. For example, I'm assuming they're going to try to explain the existence of the OC. So I don't know if they're going to let us make our own and just leave it at that, like that's in our hands. Or if they're going to make up some, we wished upon the 7 Chaos Emeralds and you came about. Or something like that. Like, how would this origin tie into the main storyline? Not to mention, will we be able to use the Chaos Emeralds in the final battle? And how would that work exactly? Like, I know, blah, 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 I get it. It's not that big of a concern because most people like the stories as they are. Like, they see nothing wrong with it because they're fun and enjoyable. That's all they need. And that's completely fine. I'm not knocking those people. But as someone who enjoys a good storyline and appreciates good storytelling, I can't help but feel concerned for what could come. You feel me? And that kind of ties into another thing, like how would the character work? Like, not just in the story bit, but just gameplay wise. How would it work? Like, I said optimistically that we might get variants or some sort. But what if that's not it? What if we only get the hook shot or the flamethrower thing? Like, how would those be regulated? How can we make our character more customizable? Because we don't want to do too much. We don't want to add too much choice. Because that's what Sonic 06 did with having all that choice and all those different gameplay styles. So none of them felt cohesive. And only maybe 2 gameplay styles felt good. So I don't want them to put too much, but there needs to be enough to where we can feel like our character is unique. Like my character can shoot lasers and has magnet gloves. Oh yeah, well mine can shoot lasers and has ice gloves. Like I don't know how that would work. Not to mention, how exactly will they be regulated? Will there be like a customization or a skill set tree like there was in Sonic Generations with the equipable powers? Or how would they accommodate for every skill that's used within a level? Like, will there be a certain combination of powers that if you combine them, it would make the game completely broken? How would they regulate it to where you can't use these certain amount of powers in certain parts? If they would even do that. Like, how can they keep the game from breaking because of these abilities? And I mean, we see the wisps. Like, there were clearly wisps in the gameplay trailer. And they look like they served as power-ups in a way that I honestly haven't seen, because it wasn't no big spectacle. It was just like, oh, you do that, you could get an extra jump with these guys. Like, okay, cool. But will there be a skill set that would negate that? Or will we have to use the wisp? Or it's just, there's so many things that I could go on and on and on about. But this is supposed to be a short video. So all I'm gonna leave is with this. I am very excited about where this is going to go. This is truly some fan service that most Sonic fans, including myself, can get behind. But let's not let the potential of this idea cloud the execution of said idea. We need to remain skeptical and not fully given to the whole hype of this idea. We have to keep an eye out for how this will play out. And if it's bad, we have to call it out as bad, no matter how much potential this idea has. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I'm surprised that at least 20 of you guys was able to listen to me ramble on and on about this kind of thing and be excited. I mean, I know there's millions of other videos out there, and I want to thank you for choosing this one to be a part of your world of thinking. So if you guys like this kind of video and you want me to do more, because I've never done these kinds of videos before, leave a like. I may do more of these kinds of rant video kind of things. Maybe, I don't know. Comment below. Tell me what you think about this idea. I want to have a conversation, talk about these kinds of things. And most importantly, if you like what you saw, subscribe, become a love muffin. And I'm doing all the ending and card stuff. So there's the videos that you can check out. There's my social media platforms. With that being said, I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye. God bless.